Hey there lovelies, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be reading the second part of Toy Story. So we're going to be reading Toy Story 2. After this video, comment down below and what your favorite character of Toy Story is. So let's get on with it. Disney Pixar, Toy Story, Rootin' Tootin' Tales, 3 stories. Disney Pixar Toy Story, Rootin' Tootin' Tales. Disney Press, New York. Table of Contents. Today we'll be reading Toy Story 2. Disney Pixar Toy Story 2. Woody and Buzz Lightyear are not only Andy's favorite toys, they're also best friends. To find out how Buzz saves Woody from a terrible fate, read along with me in your book. You will know it's time to turn the page when you hear the sound. So this book is originally with an audiobook, but since not many people have this audiobook, you have me. So let's get on with it. One day, Andy burst into his room and picked up 2 of his favorite toys, Woody the Cowboy and Buzz Lightyear the Space Ranger. He had a few minutes to play before it was time to leave for cowboy camp. Woody was going to camp with Andy, and he was very excited. But as Andy swooped Woody and Buzz into action, the 2 toys' arms got entangled and there was a loud rip. Andy gasped. "Oh no, Mom, Woody's arm ripped." Andy's mom looked at the cowboy's arm. "Maybe we can fix him on the way." Andy shook his head sadly. "No, just leave him." "I'm sorry, honey, but you know toys don't last forever." Andy's mother put Woody on a shelf. Then they left for camp. When the door closed, the toys came to life. Rex the dinosaur looked around in confusion. "What happened?" Mr. Potato Head saw Woody. "Woody's been shelved." Woody looked out the window. He gasped as he watched Andy and his mom drive away. Then Woody realized that he wasn't alone on the shelf. "Wheezy? Is that you?" Wheezy was a toy penguin with a broken squeaker. "What are you doing here? I thought Mom took you to get your squeaker fixed months ago." Wheezy shook his head. "Nah, she just told him that to calm him down, then put me on the shelf." Woody wondered if he would be forgotten about too. The next morning, Woody saw Andy's mom hammering a sign into the front lawn. "Yard sales, guys! Wake up! Wake up! There's yard sale outside!" The toys made sure everyone was accounted for. Just then, Andy's mom came in and took Wheezy. Woody whistled for Andy's dog, Buster. The dog bounded into the room, and Woody climbed on his back. "Okay, boy, to the yard sale. Yeah!" The other toys cheered as Woody raced outside and rescued Wheezy. But on the way back to the house, Woody fell off Buster. The dog continued into the house with Wheezy. A man picked Woody up. Original hand-painted face, natural dyed blanket stitch vest. A little rip, fixable. I found him! I found him! The man tried to buy the cowboy, but Andy's mom refused. When she wasn't looking, the man stole Woody. Buzz jumped out the window, hoping to save Woody, but the man had already driven away. The man, whose name was Al, took Woody to his apartment and put him in a glass case. "You, my little cowboy friend, are gonna make me big bucks." When Al left the apartment, Woody jumped out of the case. While he struggled with the grate over a vent, Woody was picked up by a floppy toy horse. "Hey, stop! Horsey, stop! Sit, boy!" Suddenly, the toy horse stopped, and Woody tumbled to the floor. Then, a cowgirl rushed over. "Yeehaw! It's really you!" The cowgirl told Woody her name was Jessie, and the horse was Bullseye. Then she introduced the prospector, Stinky Pete. He was a mint-condition toy who had never been out of his box. "Oh, we've waited countless years for this day. It's good to see you, Woody." Woody was confused. "Hey, how do you know my name?" Jessie and the prospector explained that Woody was part of the Woody's Roundup collection. They showed him lots of toys and other memorabilia with his face on them. Then Bullseye put in a videotape that started playing an old television show. "Cowboy Country's proudly presents..." Jessie smiled. Look it, that's me." Woody watched as the prospector's picture came on the screen, then Bullseye's, and finally his own. He couldn't believe that he had once been a famous TV character. Back at Andy's house, the toys had figured out that Al, the owner of Al's Toy Barn, had stolen Woody. Buzz drew a map and showed the other toys how he planned to get to the store. "Woody once risked his life to save me. I couldn't call him myself his friend if I weren't willing to do the same. So, who's with me? Mr. Potato Head, Rex, Ham the Piggy Bank, and Slinky Dog volunteered to go with Buzz. Using Slinky's tail, the toys lowered themselves to the ground from Andy's bedroom window. Buzz told the other toys that the team would be back before Andy got home from cowboy camp. Then he led the other toys to the rescue mission, to Al's Toy Barn and beyond. At Al's apartment, Woody watched old episodes of Woody's Roundup with Jessie, Bullseye, and the Prospector. When the last episode came to an end, Woody looked eagerly at his new friends. Next tape! What happens next? The Prospector said. The show was canceled after that. Woody shook his head. But still, my own show. Look at all this stuff. He started to play with an old-fashioned record on a record player. Jessie and Bullseye hopped on. Ooh, we're a complete set. The Prospector cheered. Now it's time to the museum. Woody looked at his new friends. What museum? The Prospector told Woody that Al planned to sell them to a museum in Japan for a lot of money. But Woody couldn't go to Japan. I gotta get back home to my owner, Andy. The museum's only interested in the collection if you're in it, Woody. Without you, we go back into storage. Woody tried to explain to his new friends why he wanted to go home, but they didn't understand. By then, Buzz and the others were across the street from Al's Toy Barn. Buzz looked at the busy street. There must be a safe way. Then Buzz saw orange safety cones. He told the toys to put the cones over themselves. When they were ready, Buzz directed them across the busy street. Okay, here's your chance. Ready, set, go! Drop, go, drop. Finally, they made it across the street. Good job, troops. We're that much closer to Woody. The store was huge. Slinky Dog looked around. How we gonna find Woody in this place? Buzz led the group down the first aisle. Look for Al. We find Al, we found Woody. The toys spread out to check the different aisles. Rex didn't find Woody, but he did find a manual full of tips for playing the Buzz Lightyear video game. The dinosaur was eager to beat Buzz's enemy. It says how you defeat Zurg. Buzz stopped at an aisle full of Buzz Lightyear action figures. The toys had new utility belts. I could use one of those. Buzz reached for a belt, but suddenly his arms were pulled back behind him. A new Buzz Lightyear had captured him. Ow, what are you doing? You're in direct violation of Code 6404.5, stating all Space Rangers are to be in hypersleep until awakened by authorized personnel. The new Buzz quickly imprisoned Andy's Buzz in his empty box. Then he ran down the aisle to join Andy's other toys. At Al's apartment, Woody went to say goodbye to Jessie. I know you hate me for leaving, but I have to go back. I'm still Andy's toy. Let me guess, Andy's a real special kid. You're his buddy, his best friend. And when Andy plays with you, it's like, even though you're not moving, you feel alive. Woody was shocked. How did you know that? Because Emily was just the same. Jessie told Woody about the little girl she loved. But when Emily grew up, she gave Jessie away. Woody thought about the choice he had to make. Then he smiled. Who am I to break up the Roundup gang? The toys cheered. They were going to the museum. Across the street, Andy's toys and new Buzz had found Al. He discovered that Al was planning to take Woody to Japan and hid it in his bag. None of them noticed that Rex's tail was sticking out the side. Andy's Buzz noticed, however. He'd finally escaped from the new Buzz Lightyear box. He ran after Al, but he didn't make it through the doors in time. He knocked over a stack of boxes as he tried to get the door to open again. Buzz slipped through the door, but he didn't notice that Emperor Zurg had fallen out of the box. As Zurg watched Buzz leave, he could only think of one thing. Destroy Buzz Lightyear. Destroy Buzz Lightyear. Al drove his car across the street to his apartment building. When he went inside, he left his bag in the car. New Buzz and Andy's toys were left behind. They worked together to get the car door unlocked and open. New Buzz ran after Al and was just in time to see him get into the elevator and go up to the 23rd floor. Then he went back to Andy's toys. They decided the best way into the building was through an air vent. New Buzz removed the cover and let everyone inside. When the toys got to Al's apartment, they could hear Woody inside. Please, no more, I'm begging you. They are torturing him. Quickly, they pushed their way through the vent. Slinky used his coils to wrap up Jessie and Bullseye. Ham jumped on top of the prospector's box. Woody tried to stop them. Hey, you don't understand. These are my friends. But New Buzz scooped Woody up and headed for the vent. Hold it right there. Andy's Buzz had arrived. He showed everyone Andy's name printed on the bottom of his boot. Then the cowboy explained that he was a rare Sheriff Woody doll, and he was going to a toy museum in Japan with the Roundup gang. But Andy's Buzz didn't think he should go. Woody, you're not a collector's item. You are a toy. For how much longer? One more rip and Andy's done with me. I don't have a choice, Buzz. This is my only chance. To do what, Woody? Watch kids from behind glass and never be loved again? Some life. He turned to leave with Andy's other toys. Sadly, they climbed back into the vent with New Buzz. The prospector and Jessie reassured Woody that he was doing the right thing. But Woody realized he'd made a mistake. Buzz, wait! Woody ran to the vent to try and catch his old friends. I'm coming with you. Wait. Then he turned to the Roundup gang. He told them they should come with him to Andy's house. But the prospector didn't think that was a good idea. He jumped out of his box and put the grate back over the vent. I tried reasoning with you, Woody, but you keep forcing me to take extreme measures. Woody called to his friends, but before they could reach him, Al came into the apartment. The two Buzz Lightyears and Andy's toys watched in horror as he packed up Woody and the rest of the Roundup gang, then left the apartment. Andy's Buzz jumped into action. Quick, to the elevator! He led the others to the elevator shaft. When the elevator arrived, they found a surprise. It's Zurg! New Buzz battled Zurg with his laser. Rex couldn't watch. He turned around. As he moved, his tail swept Zurg off the roof of the elevator. I finally defeated Zurg! With Zurg out of the way, Andy's Buzz opened the ceiling panel of the elevator car. He lowered Slinky into the elevator. Slinky Dog opened the case and reached for Woody, but just as Woody grabbed Slinky's paw, the prospector caught Woody's arm. He yanked Woody back down into the case. When the elevator reached the lobby, Al wheeled his hand truck outside. Andy's Buzz and the other toys took off after Al, but New Buzz decided not to go with them. Outside the apartment building, Andy's toys watched Al get into his car and drive away. Mr. Potato Head spotted a Pizza Planet truck idling nearby. The toys jumped into the truck. Buzz took control of the wheel while Slinky Dog manned the pedals. Rex kept watch from the dashboard, but the car still wouldn't go. Then they noticed 3 little green aliens who told them what to do. Ham took control of the gears, and soon the toys were off. They followed Al's car all the way to the airport. At the airport, the toys hid inside a pet carrier. They followed Al to the check-in counter. He was arguing with the ticket agent. He didn't want to check his case, which contained the Roundup gang. But finally, he gave in. The green case was loaded onto a conveyor belt. The toys in the pet carrier ran to the same conveyor belt and followed the case into the baggage area. Once we go through, we just need to find that case. The baggage system was like a giant roller coaster. The conveyor belts threw the toys around until at last Slinky Dog spotted a green case. But Ham saw another green case that looked exactly the same. Buzz took charge. You take that one, we'll take this one. Ham, Rex, and Slinky took off after one case, while Buzz raced to the other. When he opened it, he found the Roundup gang toys. Okay, Woody, let's go. But the prospector knocked Buzz away. Woody grabbed the prospector from behind. Hey, no one does that to my friend. The rest of Andy's toys caught up to the right case. They grabbed the prospector and put him into a pink backpack that was headed back to its owner. There wasn't time for the toys to celebrate yet, though. Al's bag was quickly moving down the belt, and Jessie was stuck inside. The toys watched in horror as the case was loaded onto a baggage cart headed to an airplane. Woody whistled for Bullseye. He and Buzz jumped on the horse's back and galloped after the case. Ride like the wind, Bullseye. Standing on Buzz's shoulder, Woody climbed into the baggage cart, then a golf bag. Once he was on the plane, he found Al's bag and Jessie. Excuse me, ma'am, but I believe you're on the wrong flight. Come on, Jess. It's time to take you home. The two toys raced to the cargo hatch, but a baggage handler slammed it closed. Jessie looked at Woody in dismay. What are we going to do now? Woody and Jessie began to climb down the landing gear. The plane started to move. Woody slipped, but Jessie caught him just in time. Woody looped his pull string around a bolt on the plane. Then he grabbed Jessie's hand. Let go of the plane. What? Are you crazy? Woody smiled. Just pretend it's the final episode of Woody's Roundup. But it was canceled. We never saw if you made it. Well, now let's find out together. Bullseye galloped below the plane, watching his two friends. Woody and Jessie let go of the plane and swung down onto Bullseye's back behind Buzz. Jessie couldn't believe it. We did it! We did it! We did it! Nice roping, cowboy. Woody swung his hat around in the air. Let's go home. By the time Andy got home from cowboy camp, his toys were waiting for him. Jessie and Bullseye were right in the middle of the crowd. Oh, wow, new toys. Thanks, Mom. Jessie hadn't felt this happy in a long time. Yeehaw! Oh, Bullseye, we're part of a family again. The toys had a lot to celebrate. While the party went on, Buzz pulled Woody aside. You still worried about Andy? Nah, it'll be fun while it lasts. The two toys smiled. They knew they belonged to a great kid, and they couldn't wait to see what kind of adventures he would take them next. The end.